reminds me of the time when your love hit me in my bones, in my bones. Humidity spikes the sultry sky, my windows open wide, show me your eyes. Be here. Summer, but I don't die on me. I'm busy climbing trees all day long. Summer, please rain down on me your sweet and fertility all day long, all day long. Walking with the tides, about 2:30, smoke hands in the air, so thick and heavy. Hold hands, hold hands. Beaming up a smile up to the moon, grinning 'cause I know I'll soon be with you. Embrace, warm embrace. Under the field, burst in bright green, and above the soil, it's good to be seen. As I am, as I am. Little town on earth is full of secrets. Don't forget my heart, it's always beating. In July, in July. Summer, I don't die on me. I've been climbing trees all day long. All day long. Summer, it's raining down on the York and fertility all day long. All day long. Summer, please rain down on the York and fertility all day long. All day long. Thank you.
So except for the one cover, those, that's all your music?
Uh, yes. And the next one is a cover.
Very impressive.
All around me are familiar faces, worn out places, worn out faces, bright and early for the daily races, going nowhere, going nowhere. Their tears are filling up their glasses, no expression, no expression. At my head, I want to drown my sorrow. From tomorrow, from tomorrow. And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, and I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very bad world. Bad world. Children waiting for the day they feel good. Happy birthday, happy birthday. And I feel the way that every child should sit and listen, sit and listen. Went to school and I was very nervous. Look right through me, look right through me. And hello, teacher, tell me what's my lesson. Look right through me, look right through me. And I find it kind of funny, I find it kind of sad. The dreams in which I'm dying are the best I've ever had. I find it hard to tell you, I find it hard to take. When people run in circles, it's a very, very bad word. Bad word. Large in your word. Bad word. No rearrange. Stand strong. Stand strong, find your friends. Breakable as one we stand. Reporters stop us, you're lost and lustrous. United people on stolen land. Let's go, take my hand and grab your fear. We know that we live our lives sincere. Hello, we ain't never going back. Let's go, take my hand and smash your fear. We know that we live our lives sincere. Hello, we ain't never going back. Never black or white. They get richer the more we fight. What's to lose beside your chains? A better world is forged through change. Let's go, take my hand and smash your fear. We know that we live our lives sincere. Hello, we ain't ever turning back. Let's go, take my hand and smash your fear. We know that we live our lives sincere. Hello, we ain't ever going back. That's really meant to be a punk song, so it's kind of jarring, but wrapped on both my shoes. Go and walk the blues, slide this all of the cues. Attention tends to lose, so on the earth I stroll, relinquishing control. I turn my insides out, the asphalt, sun, and clouds. I peeked over your fence, looking for the silent. You walked up to your door, fill my cup some more, and I'll be the lights. The eyes locked to the skies, the troubles all down here. A boogeyman just fear that informed all my thoughts. Stomach tight knots, I had to walk it out. Head inside the clouds, march to get her back. Skin cells in the light, I'm wearing out these shoes, walking through the blues. So on the earth I stroll, walk, jog, jump, and roll to ease some psychic pain. Snow and wind and rain, it's therapy to see the rising sun and trees. My 2 feet on the ground, connect the world around. My inner monologue, my 2 friendly dogs, we blaze down every trail, waggling our tails, our senses in delight. We roam through the night, our paws and shoes beat down. Sidewalks in this town, wearing both my shoes, still singing these blues, but grateful for the view. Noticing the clues with sunshine on my face. Step up into place, I'm wearing through these shoes, walking. Thank you. Okay, cool. Yeah, I have another song. Thank you guys for listening. I make music under the name Handkiss. If you want to find me on the internet, it's handkiss.net, or on Instagram is handkiss music. And yeah, most of these songs were original, and I love playing them. So thanks for listening. In my love, in my heart, my field of evidence, I'm softly sure into the light ahead. We'll talk before we go. Openly love flows, hearts will be the seeds we sow. Openly love flows, while apart we still grow. Openly love flows, we'll trust what we don't know. Openly love flows, openly love flows, openly love flows. Feel the world, word back to normal, step softly sure. Our hearts will find their way. Found my love, cast the spell of clarity, so I can see prismatic lighting. They'll talk before we go. Openly love flows, hearts receive the seeds we sow. Openly love flows, while the heart still grows. Openly love flows, we'll trust what we don't know. Openly love flows, openly love flows, openly love flows, openly love flows. Thank you.
Thank you, Matt. All right, folks, well, welcome to the second Lyceum series lecture. If you were here last time, thanks for coming back. If this is your first time here, nice to see you, nice to meet you. What this is all about is, Flemington Borough has a lot of history. And we hear about a lot of it. But the first lecture was my lecture, and I talked about what the building that stood where the firehouse is. It was called the Flemington Lyceum. Court Street was called Lyceum Street. The Lyceum movement was something in the 1800s, and it was basically communities, neighbors, people, regular folks getting together, talking about things, discussing things. And it was very educational, it was very interested in enlightening, and it was based on the very old idea of a Lyceum, which was more of a philosophical discussion led by Aristotle in a garden. So this is linked to our past. The idea of the Lyceum, my understanding of it for a long time because I'm a public school teacher is that it was linked to a push for public education in the 1800s, which we eventually got through state constitutions. But it wasn't there, and the Lyceum felt this is important stuff. So it's a movement that a lot of people know about, but there's a lot of details that have gone away. So if you watch the first lecture, you'll see I found some Stockton, New Jersey notes from their Lyceum, and it was really fascinating stuff. They had cool debates. They talked about questions that we could still address today, honestly. So in the spirit of community, in the spirit of, talking about ideas, sharing ideas, a thing that is kind of, out there now through means of social media, but the real kind of face-to-face, meeting people, again, talking. That's what this is about. So tonight, we're not talking about the Lyceum history. We're not talking about any of that. What we're going to talk about is something where I ended in my lecture, and it's business. And I have someone tonight who is, I consider, an expert in this area. She is a Flemington Borough resident. Her and her husband own a small business here. So this is Allie Norton, and she's going to talk to us and enlighten us and engage us, and you will love what she has to say tonight. Allie, it's all yours.
Nope. Thank you. Is this a good spot to stand? All right, hi, hi, everybody. Thank you so much for being here. I am really honored to be here. It's been a while since I've been in front of a group speaking, and I truly love doing it. So thank you, Jeremy, for asking. I was lucky enough to actually be at the council meeting when Jeremy first introduced this concept, and it was so exciting to see his excitement to re-engage the community in this type of process. And so when he asked me if I would join and do a lecture, it was sort of the fastest text message yes back, even though I didn't even have his phone number. Partially because I love talking in front of groups, but also because Flemington is so special. Small businesses are so special. And the role that local businesses play in civic infrastructure is maybe not known enough or recognized enough, but it is so important to local communities and then bigger on the state and federal level. So thank you again very much. So small business is in my blood. My great grandparents owned a funeral home up in Lawrence, Massachusetts, where my grandfather was one of 4 boys, and he learned the ins and the outs of how to run a business. He then got married to my wonderful Nana. He had 4 children. When my mom was born, they moved down to New Jersey. Fast forward a decade, and they opened up what maybe somebody might remember, Babyland in Teen Town on Main Street in Somerville. And that's where I spent my summers. I got to sit in and watch from a 8 to 10-year-old child's view of what it was like to run a small business. I got to see the connections that they were making. Like, I didn't care about the sales. I did like playing with the toys, but I also got to see the connections they were making with the other shop owners in the area. Alfonso's was there then too. With community members, customers, the police officers would walk in, the pizza shop owner across the street. Like, everybody was in this community, And it was often called a third place. And it is what truly made me want to open my own shop one day. And that's the thing about small businesses. We often hear that they are the economic engines of the United States. They play an important role in job creation, in economic growth, in innovation, right? They're not only innovation's not only coming from the big companies that actually start small and then the big companies buy it, but either way, innovation starting on the small scale. But we're so much more than that. We are the community anchors, the first responders in crisis, and relationship builders. I'm gonna ask a couple of questions. You don't have to answer them, but you can if you want to. That I think are gonna help demonstrate what I mean. When was the last time a chain store donated a raffle basket to your school fundraiser? Who do you call when you need a sponsor for a local art show or the youth sports leagues? Where do you bump into your neighbors, local officials, and friends without planning it? I could go on, and truly I did have 6 questions and realized it was overkill. But I think you get the picture, right? It's usually not the big box shops that are doing this. It's your local mom and pop shops, your local franchises, and all of the other local businesses in the community who step up for this type of stuff. And that's what we mean by civic infrastructure. When you think of traditional infrastructure, what do you think of?
Roads, water, sewage,
Bridges,
lights.
that side of Main Street that is very important to our future. But still, the bumps on the road, right? Or like the big infrastructure bills that are coming out of, you know, the federal government. But it's the informal systems that hold a town together. And they're so much bigger, and they're also so much harder to define. Trust, relationships, pride, visibility, accountability. Small businesses are the hyper-local delivery system for those critical functions. More specifically, small businesses are builders of public life and local identity. I'm going to go down a little path of some of the ways that I'm seeing this in Flemington. Please know, it is so much bigger than what I have time to share, but important to see some of the examples here. I like to think, and I hope you guys get to see that with the corner, that our storefronts act as our town's front porch. Colorful, we're expressive, we're uniquely local. Our shops, Happy Peacock, Corner, a couple other ones, are selling gear with Flemington on them. It's because we're proud to be in Flemington, and we want people to wear the stuff with pride. Our business Instagram accounts, they double as unofficial tourism boards, highlighting events, historic buildings, hidden gems, other businesses, and highlighting community members. Our shops double as meeting spots. Businesses are participating in the Love Flemington Sip and Strolls so that our community get to see the businesses at events that are for them. Wildflower Yoga and Alchemy put on an incredible Karma Fest. Barclays has pet adoption days. Act 2 puts on a massive multi-day book fest. Small businesses are also the engines of trust and belonging. Storefronts showcase diverse holidays and cultural events, like my friends at Defiant Hair. Not only are they a safe space for their clients, but they're continuously offering events and raising money for the causes that are most important to them, which are ultimately most important to the community. Business owners and our employees often play the role of problem solvers, connectors, mentors. We help newcomers get oriented. And not just newcoming businesses, newcomer residents. They come in, they talk, we're telling them where to go. We refer customers to other businesses and local services. Familiar faces build social cohesion. Our businesses are calling our customers by name. We're remembering their regular orders, asking how their kids' games went, And we notice when they haven't been in for a while. That sense of belonging is not something that a big box store can replicate. It's just impossible. Small businesses are also first responders in local needs. When emergencies happen, we don't wait for policy. We pivot. If you think back to COVID, which I know we don't all want to think back to COVID, but if you think back to COVID, it was our local businesses, and shout out to Love Flemington, who jumped in immediately with helping hands, despite the incredibly scary outlook for what was going to happen to businesses. I mean, who remembers, because we're going to throw back here a couple of years, but who remembers how creative Bluefish got so that we could still get their Mexicali burritos? I do.
Yeah.
Right? Our businesses provide free or discounted services to community organizations or marginalized groups that are in need. Think about some of our restaurants donating to Safe Harbor. We've got the amazing work and programming that's happening at Flemington DIY. We have plugging the corner a little bit. I promise not to do it a lot, but plugging the corner. We have a forthcoming Propagate Studio art supply thrift outpost that's coming. It's a pay as you can art and craft supply section at the corner, because we want to support creatives no matter where they are financially, and also keep stuff out of the landfills. So I can keep going. Again, you'll see that as a thing. I'm trying to stick to a time frame here, but the businesses that are in our community, I can shout out every single one of them, or almost every single one of them, for the incredible work that they're doing. And that work, just for the record, costs us money and generally does not bring us in revenue. We do it because it's part of who we are, and because we believe as small businesses, we are an integral part of the community. But now, I want to focus on this. I believe right now it matters more than ever. It's a little scary out there right now. We're all being honest. We've got the loneliness epidemic, which you'll see being talked about everywhere. We're more digitally connected than we have ever been in history, and we're lonelier than we've ever been. It's an actual public health crisis right